Welcome folks, Flying Doctor here, hope you're doing okay. Here's Fairoaks, you can see it in green on the map here. It is south west of London roughly, and the course will take us to a marker here called Alkin, and it's from Alkin that we turn and we take a northwesterly track into London City Airport, but we overfly the runway and then we continue in that track and then we turn, as you can see here, and we take runway 092 or 09 into the city airport itself, which takes us over some of the spectacular skyscrapers and some of the landmarks. So I hope you enjoy it, folks. Sorry for the well, it looks like cacti scenery going on here at the moment. As you may well be aware, I use AccuSeason. From the air, it's excellent. I'm not sure if this problem is AccuSeason or it's actually Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm not that worried about it, of course, because what interests me is actually the techie stuff and us getting up in the air and flying. So here we go. Let's just start and be ready for takeoff. Quick click of the buttons there. And you'll notice we're flying in the evening. That's deliberate. I think it's London at night. It's particularly beautiful. But once I've done this, I'm using FS Playground. I may well go back and record one for you in full daylight. So here we are. I've got the 750 screens down. I'll do the flight plan from scratch actually. And so we'll just wait for things to kick on. Our origin is Fairoaks, which is EGTF. So there we go, EGTF. There we are, Fairoaks. We're going to EGLC. In that goes. Once that comes up, I'll click on that, load procedure, click on approach again. I'm looking for ILS 9. So click on that, and you'll see I mentioned Alkin as one of the key points that we're looking for, the first point in the approach, and that's down here, and as you can see, we can just zoom in on the 750 that we take this course once you reach Alkin northwesterly and around here. So we come south, we turn south and hit the river and then turn to the east again, lining up. So it's a really nice picturesque approach. So hope you enjoy it. We'll just load and activate that. We've got nothing to lose by doing that. It just shows us where we are. Once it's sorted itself out, we'll get a little highlight. There we go. That pink marker there is telling me that Alkin is what it's interested in as its next leg. I'm going to click on the map here and just zoom out. Okay, so I'll be able to have a look at that. We're going to look as well at our readouts here. So we'll go for nav D on the middle one. This is really a creature of habit here. Just as I'm able to look here. There we go. We get some terrain. We'll put the terrain on this one and take the terrain off that one so we get a clearer model there going on. Right, okay. One thing that we do need to do is pick up on that frequency. And as you can see, I'll just zoom in here. It's 111.15, so we need to put that localiser frequency in. So let's just jump back to the main sim and once more drop down. Okay, so let's just do this one first. 111.15. Enter that. Let's switch them round. So that means the green means it's live, and we'll do it again on this one. Don't need to do it twice, but I'm going to do it twice anyway. There we are. You may well have two different navigational frequencies, one for example to a beacon, the other to an ILS, but I'm just making sure we've got belt and braces here. It means that I can change and link onto the, so I've got two things, an ILS frequency, but also I've got an FMS frequency, an SMS course that I'm travelling. So you can see that if we just scale right in here, you can see the FMS is taking me to Alkin next, 28.5 nautical miles. It's quite a long leg, and then at some point we're going to switch over to the ILS, to ILS 1. Interesting, worth looking at here that we're facing in the wrong direction at the moment. We will correct that once we get up into the air and be hovering away. Let's get to the autopilot here, and that's all ready to go. And when I get myself in the air, I'm going to hover. But I'm going to set some minimums now for speed. I'm going to set this at, we'll start off at about 80 knots. And once I get up into the air and hover, I'll adjust the yaw so that we can turn the aircraft around to face the right direction. So let's just raise the collective and get the aircraft in the air first. There we go, and we're going to go into hover mode. There we are, so hover mode's there. Now I know that, and I can show you this on the chart itself, that we are looking at entry altitude of 2,000 feet. I could go lower, but it'd be nice to just simulate what other pilots might see. So you can see we're just turning the aircraft around here, so I'm facing in the correct direction for the navigation. And as I'm ascending, I'm going to click on navigation now. I can either do that here or I can couple it here. I'm going to do that here. That was a nice seamless transition.
Heathrow approach H145 Delta. Hotel Yankee Papa Echo is type H145 1 miles northwest of Echo Golf Tango Foxtrot 300 feet. Request flight following. H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo Heathrow approach. Squawk 0241.
You can see Heathrow there just to the left. There's 2 runways to Heathrow. That's why we're getting air traffic control
Yankee Papa Echo radar contact 1 miles northwest of Echo Golf Tango
from Heathrow itself.
100 feet. Altimeter 30.24.
Okay, as I'm climbing up to 2,000 feet, I'm going to click forward with the autopilot for airspeed, and our airspeed will pick up. And off we go. So we're approaching 2,000 feet now and about to hold on altitude. And you'll just see me click that to the right. There we are. That'll hold our altitude there. And we can have a good look round. Can give you a good look now, and we can just see where we are. We won't have moved that far. There we are, compared and flying towards Alkin there, that kind of direction. Looking on little nav map here to the left, you can see this is where we are, the yellow icon here, and we're just nicely making our way across. There's a very, very rudimentary flight plan that is just tracking through to Alkin. Which is just here, this turning point, and then you can see that we've just made a connection directly to EGLC, and we're going to be moving to the north and then to the west and looping round. You can see the IFR flag here on little nav map, which indicates that yes, we'll be approaching this approximately 2/3 of the way down the ILS glide path, and that means that we're flying over the river here. Yes, so some lovely sights. We can also expect some sights in to London once we make this turn. We'll start to see London across to the east-northeast, and we'll also be able to look right as well. across to the Thames estuary. So I'm going to keep a look at, as I say, the first part of the leg is not the most exciting, but certainly gives us a feel for London. Those reservoirs you can see to the left there, Queen Elizabeth, the second reservoir, and Beesborough Reservoir. So Queen Elizabeth is this one, Beesborough is slightly beyond it. And the other reservoir that's coming into view is Island Barn. Just more or less in front of us and below us is Claygate. And I'm going to increase our speed. There's no need for us to be travelling quite so slow over this terrain. I'll increase our speed to about 110 knots. That's a school just below us. Right next to it, we just missed Sandown Park, actually. You might be able to see that if we move into the external view. That's the Esher bypass that we've just gone over. Just behind us now, Esher bypass. Apologies folks, not the smoothest transitions. I'll try and keep them neat and tidy. That's the Kingston Road just below us. Coming across here.
H145 Yankee Papa Echo contact, begin approach on 129.405. Good day. 129.405 for H145 Yankee Papa Echo. begin approach H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo 2000 feet. H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo begin approach altimeter tree 0.24 continue as planned.
And we're hearing from Biggin Approach here because indeed you can see on the map that Biggin Hill were just approaching. In fact, we're flying over the glide slope for Biggin. It looks like we're 2.5 mile. We'll be 2.5 mile out from their threshold when we arrive. It'll be interesting. Usually we would be about 2,500 feet, and we'll increase to that. Because that's the minimum MHA minimum holding attitude. So if we were holding, we would be at 2,500 feet. And you can see that on the Navigraph chart here, MHA 2300. Also notice on the chart we've got this 900 feet indication, another one 1089 there. Now I happen to know the area here. We'll be approaching Croydon shortly, and we'll see if we can pick them out, but there's definitely some tower blocks around the Croydon area, and that's why we've got warnings that they are present. We've got arrival not below MSA, minimum south altitude, so there's warnings about the correct altitude we need to be at as we join here, but we'll be nice and safe at the moment. We can see right in front of this these two significant tower blocks here. That one particularly, both of them are well known around Croydon. You can actually see the tram lines there. These are the tram lines, and around here will be East Croydon Station, I do believe, unless I'm mistaken. Lloyd Park to the right here, for those of us who know the area. This is around this area here is all Lloyd Park. I'm interested just on this left-hand display and what's possible. It's probably easier actually here to see what's happening than on little nav map, because little nav map does not enlarge the text that easily. I mean, I can see a little bit better what's happening here on the in-heli screen. We can park Sports Club, but it'll only tell me really what I'm flying over more or less immediately. We can have a little hoot across and just see what we can see. By the way, you might have noticed that we're 4 minutes away from our turn point, but let's dial it. Let's see what we can actually achieve if we zoom right in. I'm just looking to zoom in, if you see what I mean, and then zoom out of the display. This is not bad actually. Bromley Common. That'll be just underneath us, so we are look through the hole in the floor. Well, not the hole, if you get what I mean. Now you can just see London City Airport there, but we're not turned it. We're almost parallel with them. And also you can just see through the window, you just begin to see the skyscrapers in London. Somebody did say they couldn't quite understand the appeal, but they did really enjoy just watching IFR instrument flights in helicopters. I think there is something really nice and cathartic about it, really, and you do get a much better view in a heli. I think I've said before, you know, you can be flying a microlight or something lighter, but you don't really get the versatility of being able to see the scenery around you, which you're paying for. We're going to see the Orbx scenery as part of London City Airport and the wider London region today. You know, you don't get a chance to see that and absorb it. So we're sort of viewing here. This is down towards the south coast is this way, in this direction here. You can see Rochester there, which is further east. Now 1 minute to a turn. Now you can see the Thames estuary in front of us here. There we go. Thames just in front of us. And we're going to make a track in towards London City Airport.
H145 Yankee Papa Echo contact Thames approach on 128.025. Good day.
128.025 H145 Yankee Papa Echo. Thames approach H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo 2,500 feet.
H145 Delta, Hotel Yankee Papa Echo Thames approach altimeter tree 0.24 continuous planned.
That's interesting. Coming up in the pilot side window, you'll be able to see, just coming into view here, in the distance, the Queen Elizabeth Bridge.
Thames approach Cessna Golf, November Tango Delta Papa 1,000 feet. Cessna Golf.
There we are.
Tango Delta Papa Thames approach altimeter tree 0.24 continuous plan.
You can just see that there. We can zoom probably a little bit closer in. There we are. Queen Elizabeth Bridge coming back. That's not bad, is it? At all. And the view out towards the Thames estuary. Now you can also see an airport out there fully lit up. I suspect that's Southend. There we are. We're turning into London here. You can just see in the distance as the aircraft turns. You can see London just emerging in the distance. We're at a slightly unfortunate angle here, but you can see that's the Shard there. I'm going to slow us down just a little bit. Drop our speed to something a bit more sedate. I think we'll move to just under 80 knots. Give us a little bit more time to take in some of the views.
Generic Bravo, November Charlie, contact Heathrow approach on 125.625. Good day.
That's air traffic control handing another aircraft over to Heathrow. Heathrow's to our left. You can just see that there.
125.625 generic Bravo, November Charlie.
That's Heathrow's two runways. One of the things that comes across is just how close the airports are in London. So yes, let's just skip over to the co-pilot side. We can get a better look out here. The view that they would get. There we are. So there's London just coming into frame. If you had a pair of binoculars, this is what you get.
Lima Juliet, November traffic is 10-0 and oppos. Clock 4 miles at 2,500 feet H145. Report them inside.
We'll get another chance to have a look at this. I may well adjust the times as well, so we get an idea of things lit up a little bit better for us. You've just seen the Thames barrier lights come on. We may well see Millennium Dome come on as well. But you can just see down here, that's the Thames barrier. This is Tate and Lyle here. There's the runway for London City Airport, so we're heading across the runway and then we'll turn back. You can just see into the distance here. This is the Canary Wharf itself. For those who know London, just behind Canary Wharf as we're watching it is Wapping. And you might be able to just make out, there's the Shard quite clearly. And you might be able to make out London Bridge. I'm going to darken things for us a little bit. Just because we may well get an improvement on, there we go, visibility around, because London looks great by night. So there's the Millennium Dome quite clearly. There's Canary Wharf and some quite characteristic buildings. You can see the Thames snaking its way down, and we'll get a better look at that as we return later. I am going to lower our altitude now. Let's move things down to 2,000 feet. There's a football ground there, and I've been struggling to find out exactly what it is off the map. I'm going to kick myself because it's on the tip of the tongue. I know what it is. It's the valley. So there we are. We're just there we are. Got a lovely view of the Millennium Dome. Just see London appearing before our feet as we look up here. Now this is an area of regeneration, particularly around the Olympics, I seem to remember, as we move forward. Lovely scenes, aren't they? Let's have a look across into... Yeah, London's a little bit closer now. We are going to turn into this soon. Just flying. West Ham Park should be to our right. It might be time just to have a quick look at how the rear passengers are doing. There's one. There's our view from the rear. We haven't got any internal lights on. Got 2 minutes to go before a turn, I suspect. If you want to have a quick look at the chart, here we go. So you can see it's just with this track here. And we're going to, I suspect, turn at this marker here. And then come down here and in. So yes, as we come and head into London, you can see in front of us is the Shard.
Roger, Lima, Juliet, Romeo.
To our right we've got St Paul's. We can see the river snaking round here. The aircraft will turn in a second. The Millennium Wheel, the Houses of Parliament, and the river snakes by along here. Just below us, that's one or two of the bridges over the Thames itself. And the Shard's awfully close. Lovely, nice view of Tower Bridge. I can get across there. Tower Bridge from the navigator's seat. And as you can see, London City Airport's just coming into shot. I'm just going to sit our view here, reset that view, and I am now going to switch across, clicking on the nav to the ILS and move us onto that as quick as we can so we don't lose track. So there we go, we're just going to couple this. There we are, and we should find that we find the glide slope too. Once it intersects, it should find where we are. No, is it not wanting it? There we are, we found glide slope. You see GS has appeared here at the top. Now we know that's happening, we're able to look around a bit more. So there we are, Canary Wharf from the opposite side. Great views inside, amazing. So this is Orbx London and Orbx London City scenery. Nice close view of Millennium Dome. Notice the PAPI lights are indicating that we're on the glide slope. Now, experience tells me that the ILS signal becomes, as well as we know, unreliable the closer you get to the threshold. Does some strange things. So I'm going to be pulling out into a hover quite quickly. But I won't deprive you of these views. This structure here is for the cars that go across the river, cable cars. We'll just come back again. Okay, here we go. So it's right the way up to these
Lima Juliet Romeo contact Gatwick approach on 126.825.
hotels here. Right, okay. Okay. And I'm going into GTC hover mode, GTCH here.
126.825.
And lower myself. So the altitude's just increased because of the setting of the collective as we look around, but we can descend here. And with GTC I'm able to move forward.
Thames approach Dare Golf. Bravo Charlie Foxtrot Echo 900 feet. Dare Golf. Bravo Charlie Foxtrot Echo Thames approach altimeter tree 0.24 continue as planned.
Please don't mind me talking. I am actually trying to concentrate at this point. You might have seen me just switch through GT C there to GTCH just to have a little bit more control as we move down. So just looking around. I'm going to aim to land on these markers here, these lines here. My experience has been that the GT CH, the lateral movement is far more sensitive than the yaw. Don't need very much at all to get lateral movement here. I have seen caskets move faster than this. There we go, and let's just inch forward a little bit. There we go. So we are London City Airport. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. Let's just see where we're at. So yeah, great, lovely to join you. Hope you enjoyed that. Nice little approach there. Some of the sights of London. Take care, folks. Stay safe, and yeah. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed what you've seen, make sure that you click the subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications of when I'm producing more material. Meantime, take care and stay safe.